Hello, everybody. Welcome to City Skylines 2. I've decided to start up a city here, and we're gonna start from scratch here, play a new game. And I've decided to play here on the River Delta map. Seemed like a decent location to start the first city. Plenty of outside connections and natural resources, as well as a decent buildable area. So select this. I'm going to do North American themed. So that's just where I'm from, what I'm used to. I'm also going to be playing on unlimited money, just so I don't have to really worry too much about the economics of the game, and just kind of build the city as I like. I'm not going to unlock everything, just so that it's a better progression as the city moves along here in what I hope to be a pretty decent series here for City Skylines 2. I believe we're going to switch the city name here. We're not going to call it Barryton. I am going to go with, I think for now we're going to go with Hanesburg. Just kind of first thing that popped into my head here for our first city. Again, we can change that if we feel like it, but I think we'll roll with that for now. But yeah, we'll start the city up here and start laying out the foundations. Alright, here we are. Beginnings of Hanesburg here in the River Delta map. As you can see here off of the coast, all these little islands scattered throughout the delta. Got a nice little highway connection with this suspension bridge for the area here to start out with. I might end up redoing how the game kind of puts together a starting area for you. I'll probably fix that here to meet what I want. Looks like we have another outside connection from the King Highway, so have to take that into account. We might connect up these two highways here to make the start of our city. I think that is just what I'll do. So I think I'm going to go in and just delete these roads to begin with and figure out the best way to kind of connect this up here. Yeah, I think we'll get rid of that here as well, and then that. Yeah, these are still highway roads. I want to cut that back just a little bit to about right there before we connect it up with this section of road here. So we will come off build our kind of larger road here. Turn on the contours to kind of see what we're working with here. Looks like there's quite a bit of slope between here and this highway, so take that into account here. But we will. I might just go with kind of parallel roads here. Come off. Just use the 1 unit as measurement. Change this to a curve to kind of meet up with where that other road is here. So we'll say right about there before we start turning. Start just like that. sure we're connecting up here correctly. We will take our 2-lane road out of parallel mode. Probably bring this down to this level, so I'll actually want to slope the terrain with it. Grab that point. Grab about here and slope up to there. Should be good. Kind of even this out eventually. There we go. Now we should be able to take our 2-lane road here. Bring it to about to connect these roads up, so we'll bring it right about there for now before we to connect these up. So curve this, turn off the snapping here so we can get what we want. Now maybe it'd be easiest to put a roundabout here. So kind of connect everything up nicely. So what I'm actually going to do is continue this road just a little bit. And kind of curve it to be right about in line about, say, there. Use our roundabout. For now, it'll be a small roundabout, but eventually when we unlock the larger ones, we can update this connection here. Make it what we want. I think do here is we will go with a one-way, one-lane road to connect in correctly like that. And I'm actually going to cut this portion of road back so I can get a nice connection off that section of road out here. Something like that. Change it to the 2-lane there. Try to make this look as natural as possible. It's a little funky now, but we'll be able to fix that once the roundabouts are unlocked for us. Now, all we need to do is connect up these pieces of road here and there, and we have kind of our main arterial to start our city here. And this will eventually change. I don't necessarily love the way this looks now, but it's kind of what we're stuck with for the time being. So we're gonna go ahead and we will add a portion of road. We'll say, yeah, right about here. Come off this. We'll go, let's say, 144 units. Be sure to connect these two up. It'll kind of be a little bit of a interesting connection here, but fix that once the city has leveled up a little bit. Anyways, let's get to laying out this main portion of the city. So we went 144 units here. We will come out with regular just 2-lane road here. From the end here, we'll make it a nice grid, and we'll say 112. I think that puts it at a decent lot size. ways. Branch out here as well. 112. And be able to start the city from here. So I think the first thing we have to look at, other than setting up kind of the main road here, is our water. We'll have to see kind of where. It doesn't look like we have any groundwater on this map, so we'll have to use the river as our source. So we'll have to figure out which way the water is flowing here. I think it's all obviously kind of flowing out this way. Might be best if we put our pumping station kind of out here so that it's out of the way from the main portion of the city. So we'll have to place that there, and we've got to get our pipes connected up to that. So we'll just go to about this point here. I believe that it's connected. We'll need a small little road out here, so maybe we'll just make it a gravel road for now. It doesn't need to be anything too fancy, and we'll kind of, snake it around the terrain here. Kind of getting rid of some trees here, but that's fine. Come through with the connection point right about there. Maybe eventually this becomes more of a paved road, and we have some development building up here. But for now, we'll just leave it as a dirt road leading up to our water source. Next thing you got to worry about, obviously, is sewage. With that, I don't love this, but giving what we have, we're gonna have to most likely just kind of plop this down somewhere over here. Eventually the pollution will kind of show up here, but we'll have to live with that. It won't get too bad. So connect up our sewage pipe as well here to the end of this road. Sure. Connected there. There we go. So we have our water taken care of. It should be good for now. We will look into electricity. We do have an outside connection here we can pull from. Otherwise, I believe this might be a good area. It says the wind speed is too low here, so maybe wind power isn't going to be the greatest. Yeah, we won't be able to produce too much electricity with the wind here. So we might have to utilize this outside power, or we can go with the small coal power plant. Let's see here.
What kind of future does music have if it doesn't look to its past? Well, I say the question speaks for itself. Here on Second Moon, we know you can't move forward unless you keep both eyes steadily trained on what's behind you.
So I think I am going to... I think for now we'll use this outside connection. Just bring this over to kind of cut along the coastline here. Put in transformer station along our dirt road back here as well. And connect up there so that we have power running through there. And our city should be good to go from that standpoint. Now, time to worry about getting some citizens in here. So, I think first thing I'm going to do, kind of expand this out. Go another, I believe I had this at 144. So we'll start there. Branch out again here to 112 mark. To have this on straight road so I get a nice grid. Connect that up there. Do the same thing on this side. This will kind of be our main starting point, and maybe we'll branch off this way as well. To that, don't necessarily want to connect up with this road. Go off. Say about there. Same thing on this side. Get that guideline to match. This will kind of be our start here. We'll run the simulation. We've been on pause the whole time here, but now we should be able to start zoning. Get rid of that with I key. And choose the marquee. And from here, I don't necessarily want any residential right along this main road, so we'll start zoning it back here. And kind of want to be a little more deliberate on the lot sizes here. Start with these 3x4 lots. There. Same thing on the other side. There. And just kind of fill in this space here. Side. We'll wait over here. So I know the game can get kind of frustrated when you start building roads off there. Branch out this way as well. 88. Just to kind of have that as a marker for future development as we move out closer to this coastline here. Keep laying out some 3x4 blocks here. Mirrored on both sides, having a little bit of space in between some of these lots, and making it a little bit more, give them a little bit more room to breathe, so that it's not houses on top of houses all over the place. Now that we got some houses coming in, come through here and start zoning some of that commercial. Your typical corner stores here. Make this a little bit of a larger lot on both sides, and here as well. Have this kind of main intersection of our city as the commercial hub. Expand this out even a bit here too. A couple zones. Got some trucks coming in, utilizing the road to get to the other side of the highway here. And we got a little bit more demand for residential. Start zoning on the other side. Okay, same thing. Splitting up some of these. too cookie cutter all over. I do like kind of those 4 deep blocks here for the housing units, and it provides a good size. Doesn't get to be too large. Nice. Eventually we'll have to build some industry to think about where we want to place that. Thinking most likely we'll have that let's see, the wind was going this way, we gotta worry about kind of that air pollution. I think we might want some industry along this side over here. We'll start out with a little bit of industry down this way. We can have a point come off of this side here to provide access for trucks and whatnot. So maybe let's set that up now. We'll put in a one-way road. Well, maybe I don't necessarily love having too many access points coming off of this section here. You know, for now we'll just branch it out here, and eventually we'll have to think about the connection to this point. So we will bring this, now let's cut that out that way, provide that, and a block. Come out. 8. Again, same thing here. Expanding our blocks. And here I think I want to, let's just come and flatten this section here. So get a nice plot of land to put our industry. Kind of not necessarily the best property value is going to be along this little cliff here, so we'll come out and maybe we'll lay out this road to follow this curve here first. Start about there. Curve it along this edge. Continue that out to about there for now. We'll have to make our connections. The rest of curve that in so it's a nice 90-degree angle there. And I believe for this one we can just come out. We'll extend this a little bit further so we get that 90. That section there. And we should be able to. That's fine. Continue from this point. Just do that for now. Provides a little bit of a breakup to the traditional grid that we have here. We will come off, we'll say about here. Do kind of curve section here to have this hill here. We will have to contend with that a little bit, so to come out. So do something. So this here. Maybe there'll be a road that comes out here eventually in the future, and we'll have to adjust this terrain. But for now, this will be where the industry goes. We don't need much, just a little bit, a little pocket of industry to start the city up. It's kind of broken up a little bit already with the units, so we'll just zone a little bit here to start out with, and keep going with our residential as well, as the demand has popped up a little bit down here. So come through. We will replace some homes. Continue with that there. Let that fill in before we fill that part in. And from here, I believe this will come off of this road here, so we'll give that maybe a little bit larger lot. Yeah. Let's get some houses back here. And have these little cul-de-sacs at the end. Most of the time what I like to do is throw a roundabout at the end. Destroy those houses, so maybe we extend this road out just a bit. There we go. Extend the road out just a bit for all of these blocks. Then we'll throw a little roundabout at the end to make it seem like it's an actual cul-de-sac. Yeah, city's coming along nicely here. Working up the population. It says we're only at 19, but as the houses fill in a little bit more, that number will rise.
What kind of future does music have if it doesn't look to its past? Well, I say the question speaks for itself. Here on Second Moon, we know you can't move forward unless you keep both eyes steadily trained on what's behind you.
The leader of the City Services Division is with us in the studio today to talk about why they're contracting with outside agencies to provide vital services for our residents. Isn't that going to be costly, Mr. Councilman?
Oh, well, quite frankly, yes. It is an additional expense, but the residents have come to expect a certain level of services, and we simply do not have the capacity to provide them within the city.
Sounds like we're the ones who will end up paying for it. Should we be worried?
I expect the residents would be more distressed if key services became unavailable. Their quality of life is very important to them.
But so is their money. We'll be back after this.
Some interesting radio announcements about the city come on every once in a while. It's kind of interesting to listen to them. So I just kind of let it run there as we continue with the commercial district here. I'm extending that out. Got a nice, decent amount of homes coming up here. Try to expand this way a little bit more. Don't want to get too close to this highway edge, just because it's not as pleasant for the residents to live right next to a highway like that. So we'll come out and we will, we'll say, go to about there, and we'll cut it off. Same thing over here. We'll get to our 88 and then come out here so that we can get to extend that out a little bit so that we can put in the cul-de-sacs. The rest of didn't like that for some reason. I didn't want to keep this person's house, so sorry to them, but they had to just moved in. They're already being evicted from their house. So, continue to zone out here. This build in. Cities start to look like it's actually got some population here. Build this in. There is a little bit of a gap here just based off the zoning. I might end up doing something in here to kind of make it look a little bit more lively. Maybe put a sidewalk or some nice landscaping elements here to possibly connect up to our commercial district. Provide that kind of pedestrian pathways for our residents. It's usually pretty important in games like this, otherwise you get too many traffic problems. And we don't want to have that in our city. anyways, looks like industry has gone up a little bit, so we will go ahead and zone a little bit more. Don't really necessarily want to put any on this kind of hillside here. We'll leave that alone. We'll continue to zone these areas here. A little bit of gap between that. I think that should be good for now to kind of fill that. Actually, doesn't take much to fill that requirement. We'll just kind of zone out the rest of these areas with homes. Continue, so this will block like that. Do our 3x4s. So do the same thing down here. Space there. There. Same thing we did here. That. Spots there. Put too many homes right next to the industry. It's not always the best plan of action. Yeah. City of Hanesburg is coming along quite nicely. We're at only 25 citizens. I think I'll continue to kind of build out our grid a little bit here. Hopefully we can get to that first milestone pretty soon. There we go. Got to Tiny Village. So we did get some money, even though I'm playing on unlimited money, so that doesn't really matter too much. But we did get our first couple of development points here. We might just use that on the roundabouts to start with, so I can fix that section entering our city. If you've never played Cities Skylines 2, this is something very much new to the Cities Skylines community of these development points. Instead of being able to kind of unlock everything as you level up each milestone, they've provided this kind of progression tree that essentially provides a more interesting way to kind of unlock, for instance, road services leads to highways, which leads to major intersections, which leads to kind of grand bridges and things. And they've got one for kind of each of the panels as far as electricity, water, health, garbage, and so forth. So it's just kind of another part of the game that you have to kind of contend with. With our level up, we also unlocked the ability to kind of select some more map tiles here. So when we get to the point where we need to kind of expand our borders from this kind of 3x3 square here, we'll have the ability to. For now, just kind of leave this alone. We have quite a bit of room to work with, but for now we're not that big yet to really have to worry about that. With the level up, though, we did unlock a few things. Kind of the medium-sized roads, we unlocked more options, as well as a different type of bridge. I did use that perk point, or progression point, to unlock larger roundabouts. So we might have to go in here. We'll have to see what size roundabout we like here. Very large might be too big here. So maybe we just go with the large for now. Fix that. And kind of adjust how this connects here. So it looks a little bit more natural right now. This is a little bit funky the way it kind of connects in here. So I'm going to pause the game for a little bit and kind of adjust this. So I did adjust how these roads came together here. I decided to go without the roundabout. I was able to figure out a way to kind of connect this up without it. It felt like it just didn't need it here. So instead I just connected the roads up right to this kind of town highway back this way. Planted a few trees in the middle there just for the moment. We'll resume play here. That work itself out. I may come back to this in a future episode, adjust how this is once the city is larger, just because this is kind of the main road people come in on, and I want it to look a little bit nicer. But for now, what we'll do is we build our city up. Anyways, with the level up, we did unlock healthcare and death care. These are things you gotta kind of put down right away. So we will put down a medical clinic here. And I think we have kind of this area down this way expanded. Seems like as good a spot as any. I think I'll actually put the entrance out on Aspen Street here, just so that it's off the main road. Traffic doesn't build up too much, so put that there. It'll make the citizens happy and healthy. As far as death care as well, you have to put that into account. The cemetery is quite large. Got to find a spot for that. At the moment, don't have necessarily the best spot to place this. So maybe back here is going to be the best spot. I know this has quite a bit of a hill here, so I might smooth this area out first before placing this. Adjust the terrain here near the highway, make it look a little bit more natural and well graded out. I think that's going to be good. Placing the cemetery back here. Line it up right about there. That'll be good. Have kind of this cliffside here. Maybe that's what it wants to be. Maybe I'll extend this cliffside here out a little bit. It will soften the terrain a bit out here, so it doesn't look like it's completely flattened out and odd looking. Put in a bit of a there, kind of moving that out. This is here to a point. It's kind of nice coming off the bridge there. Be able to see the city as it grows. That'll do for healthcare and death care. And we also need to take into account garbage management. For this, I don't necessarily want this near the citizens. Also don't necessarily love cutting down all these trees back here. This might be the best spot to kind of put the garbage dump. Well, I think maybe this is where we can kind of utilize this main road here, and we can cut up the mountain, and maybe we place this back this way. Kind of put it. There's a little bit of a flat area here. Kind of rotate it so that it matches the terrain height here. We'll make sure that we're able to put our road in a decent spot. Actually, I want this to be rotated the other way. There we go. And put it right about there. Just kind of size of it doesn't need to be too big to begin with, so we'll start close it out there. There we go. Will be where our landfill will sit. It's kind of back tucked away here. Let's do a road back here. Just put a simple little 2-lane road. Lining with that. And we'll have to snake around. It's a little bit of a build up of the land here to figure out the best way to kind of get up and around. So we will start to curve it out here. Around this cliff. Start there. Up here. Turn off the snapping. It's kind of line with the middle of this road here. Might have to go back. We can fix this. Well, it does look pretty decent so far. I think we'll stick with that for now. So we should have. We're good. Water and power have been provided to the landfill. Now we have all our new services put together. One thing we also unlocked is the row housing. It's a medium density item. So we do have demand for that now. Won't be much. Gotta find a spot for some of this row housing. Maybe that'll happen down here on this end. Our row houses down here. How we want to lay this out. I do want to keep this buffer here between the highway and our city. So maybe provide the row housing. A little bit off of this main portion. We might want to build up a little bit more commercial around this area. Start providing some row houses right along this edge. We'll start right about there. Same thing. Give it a little bit of space here. Provide something here. So that'll give us satisfy the need there for the row houses. It says something else. I believe that's just the European style theme, but we don't want that in our game, as this is North American themed map. Here we have our citizen driving into Hanesburg. Coming off the highway here. So they are presumably going to their new home or returning from a trip elsewhere. Kind of see roads climbing the hillside here. So we turn down our main street, commercial district here. A couple of stoplights. We turn down the road here. A couple of houses sprouting up down this way. Turn here. Looks like these are one of the few people moving into the first of many row houses here. Neat little parking job there. But there we have it. And as these row houses sprout up, right along the ends of Main Street here, looking back, the city of Hanesburg. The early beginnings of our city, but we will continue to grow it as citizens move in and we zone more and more. I think that will do it for this episode, first of my Cities Skylines 2 series. If you like what you saw, like the video, subscribe to kind of follow me along in this Cities Skylines Hanesburg. Yeah, thank you, and see you in the next one.